Good evening and welcome. You're watching Newsbreak with me, Sanket Upadhyay. Today, we are going to take you to the badlands of Uttar Pradesh, where you thought, at least that is what was told to you, that guns, violence, arms, gang war, all of this is a thing of the past. But the events of last Saturday have brought all of this to the fore all over again, as if you're watching some web OTT series. So only last Saturday, gangster Atiq Ahmed and his brother was shot dead by 3 assailants. We know their names, but just. In fact, there are many things that we do not know. So we are going to tell you all about what has happened in the past 5 days and all that we do not know that has happened in these 5 days through the course of this explainer. But first, the events that took place on Saturday, which was the reality, and 5 days later, at the exact same spot, dramatic visuals of the UP police recreating that scene of crime, frame by frame, absolute recreation, as you can see in these pictures, right? When the first shot was fired, Atiq and Ashraf killed, lie on the ground, the shooters who can be seen in reality and then in the recreation, and then them being grabbed by the police, then being held and pinned down by the police, all of that being recreated. We could not help but notice another thing. There seemed to be more cops outside the Colvin Hospital in Prayagraj today, when the scene of crime was being recreated, than the day when the crime actually happened. So had the police shown so much alacrity and had shown so much zeal in protecting, then this incident would not have happened in the first place on Saturday. So there will be a lot of questions that we are going to ask in this show, and we have brought them down and summed them down to 12 unanswered questions. Atiq Ahmed's murder and the 12 unanswered questions 5 days later to the UP police. Let's begin this journey and start asking questions one after the other. Question number 1 on your screen right now. What was the real motive behind Atiq's murder? 5 days on, we still do not know. See, every murder has a motive. We still do not know what the motive was. We know that they were inspired by Lawrence Bishnoi. We know that they shot using expensive weapons. We still do not know the motive. Was the motive to just kill? And then if that is the motive, then there are several other questions that come to the fore. So what was the real motive? 5 days since the murder, these are the visuals that you can see right now of that incident, the moment it happened. Atiq Ahmed's son, Asad, was killed in an encounter in UP's Jhansi. The mafia-turned-politician and his brother were killed on Saturday while being taken for a medical examination. And these are the 3 shooters on your screen right now. Arun Maurya, Sunny Singh, and Lavlesh Tewari. We now come to question number 2. How did the shooters get access to expensive pistols? Now these 3 shooters, we have learned, are of they come from an extremely poor background. How could they manage this gun, this pistol? It's a Turkey-made Zigana pistol. Do you know how much it costs? 6 to 7 lakh rupees each. If these 3 shooters are from such a poor background, from various parts of Uttar Pradesh, how did they manage 7 lakh rupees each to buy this gun? Who gave them this money? We have no answer to this question, UP police. We do not know. The police is not speaking, not a single press conference in the past 5 days by the UP police to answer this all-important question. How were they so rich suddenly to procure guns worth 6 to 7 lakh rupees? Zigana pistols, Turkey made. Question number 3. How did the shooters belonging to 3 different parts of Uttar Pradesh come together? On the screen right now, we'll show you a map. Accused number 1 Lavlesh Tiwari, is from Banda in Uttar Pradesh. Accused number 2, Arun Maurya, is from Hamirpur in Uttar Pradesh. Accused number 3, Sunny, is from Kasganj in Uttar Pradesh. Completely unrelated, say cops right now. How did they all come together and suddenly meet in Prayagraj and decided to execute this killing? Which brings us to question number 4. Was there a mastermind who brought the shooters together? That's an all-important question. Think about it. 3 extremely poor people who are not even educated. In fact, we have learned one of them is actually unlettered. All of them, one came from Banda, the other came from Hamirpur, the third came from Kasganj. The big question is, who was their mastermind? You cannot execute a murder like this unless somebody has trained you. You cannot execute a murder like this unless there is a mastermind. We now know, thanks to some amount of investigation, that from Banda 3 people have been arrested for training these 3 on how to be journalists. Can you imagine now gangsters are being trained on how to be journalists? But journalism does not teach you how to operate a gun, and it is not that easy to operate a gun. You have to learn how to load the magazine, how to dock the pistol, and then aim it and shoot. And how to actually carry out this coordinated murder, this conspiracy. How they procured an ID card to position themselves as journalists and also track Atiq as well as Ashraf through the day as journalists would do, in order to not raise any suspicion that they are just journalists doing their job, tracking the big story of the day, but actually they were plotting to kill Atiq and Ashraf. Who was the mastermind? You cannot do this on your own. 5th pass, unlettered, another 8th class fail. These people cannot hatch a conspiracy like this. And we still do not know who that mastermind is. 5 days on. These are questions to the UP police. Question number 5 on your screen. Guddu Muslim. He is another accused in the Umesh Pal murder case. Where is he? Let's show you these pictures from the Umesh Pal murder case from February 2023. This daylight daring murder that you see on your screen right now. One of the accused in this murder of Umesh Pal, a key witness in the Raju Pal case, which would have implicated and convicted Atiq Ahmed, was Guddu Muslim, a key accomplice of Atiq Ahmed. Now where is he? We do not know. Could he be the most important link to what we do not know just yet? You see, that's Umesh Pal as well as his gunner coming out of the car in Prayagraj. This is 24th of February 2023. Among the many people accused, Guddu Muslim is the only accused. We do not know where he is. The police, 5 days on, 0 press conference, has not told us. That brings us to question number 6. Has Guddu Muslim now turned into a police informer? A very, very significant question, because we do not know where that accused is. Others have either been killed in an encounter or are in police custody. But Guddu Muslim is not. Where is he? Question number 7. Right before his murder, what exactly was Ashraf and Atiq Ahmed trying to say about this man, Guddu Muslim? And to help you understand the sequence of events, let's play out what Atiq as well as Ashraf were trying to say, and moments later, there was gunshot.
मेन बात यह है कि गुड्डू मुस्लिम मेन बात यह है कि गुड्डू मुस्लिम मेन बात यह है कि गुड्डू मुस्लिम
Do you see what Atiq and Ashraf were trying to say? The only thing they were able to tell the media in a very thinly soft UP police cover, where the media reached Atiq as well as Ashraf. Main baat ye hai ki Guddu Muslim, and then suddenly bullets were sprayed and they were dead. What is this Guddu Muslim conspiracy? What was Atiq Ahmed trying to say about Guddu Muslim, a key accused in the Umesh Pal murder case? Where is this man? What has happened to him? 5 days on, no press conference by the UP police. Which brings us to question number 8. You see, Ashraf as well as Atiq, when they were in police custody, they gave a sound reaction to the media where they said that we have written a letter. We have written a letter. That's question number 8 as well as 9. They said that we have actually written a letter. Question number 9 is, first question 8, where is that letter? And question number 9, they claimed in the media that we have learnt that we will be bumped off. A senior cop in the UP police has told us that we will be killed when we are in UP. And we have written a letter naming the officer. So who was that officer named in the letter Ashraf mentioned? The UP police 5 days on is dead silent, radio silence on these allegations. Let's listen into that reaction of Atiq and Ashraf in police custody, saying that they will be bumped off because a senior cop in the UP police told them so, and they have in a sealed envelope given the name of this top cop to the UP authorities.
माननीय चीफ जस्टिस को और इलाहाबाद के चीफ जस्टिस को और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री को मेरा बंद लिफाफा पहुंच जाएगा अगर मेरी हत्या होती है तो
क्या होगा उस बंद लिफाफे में?
उसका नाम होगा जिसने धमकी दिया है।
किसने धमकी दी है? क्या धमकी दी है? एक बार बता दीजिए।
2 हफ्ते में निपटा दिए जाओगे।
That brings us to question number 10. 10, 11, 12, only 3 left. Question 10. Why were Atiq and Ashraf taken for medical tests on 3 consecutive nights? Is that a requirement? Number 1. Number 2, why were Ashraf and Atiq allowed to interact with the media right outside the hospital? You know that a police jeep could have gone straight inside Colvin Hospital. These were high target prisoners. Why were they being made to walk around, being paraded in the open? Extremely thinly staffed UP police. Why was this being done? And is the suspension of 5 officers of the UP police enough to answer this question? And now that brings us to question number 12. Atiq was brought from Sabarmati to Prayagraj under a thick security blanket. I mean, the works. You see, that is the motorcade of Atiq Ahmed and Ashraf when they were being brought from Sabarmati. Look at the number of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you will lose the count of the number of vehicles. The police jeep in which they came, the big van, had biometric reading meters so that nobody else enters. And then suddenly, within days, from biometric system, big van, huge security cover, to the 15th of April 2023, where there were just a dozen odd cops. Media allowed right close to Atiq and Ashraf. What explains this laxity? And can the suspension of 5 cops alone answer this question? We put these questions to the UP police, hoping to get an answer. Let me now introduce our guests. Sabah Naqvi, author and senior journalist. Alok Lal, former DGP. And we also have Mr. Deshratan Nigam, advocate and a political analyst. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Alok Lal, as a former top cop, do you think that these are extremely valid questions to ask? Only 12.
Sanket, I must congratulate you for putting together these 12 questions. Any investigator who goes into this particular case will be helped greatly by these 12 questions, including those who are also investigating the lapses which happened. Your last 3 questions are basically aimed at looking the lapses which led to this unfortunate killing of 2 people in the custody of police, and those who had earlier said that they would be bumped off. So in my opinion, these 12 questions should form the basis on which the police in UP should proceed.
All right. Deshratan Nigam, before I come to Sabah Naqvi, Deshratan Nigam, would you like to say something? I mean, these are extremely basic questions. I mean, here is a case where 3 people have been arrested because they were giving these shooters training on how to become journalists. I mean, what is happening? Shooters are being trained on how to become journalists. So obviously there has to be some conspiracy, some mastermind. Poor people in possession of Zegana guns worth 7 lakh rupees. Extremely unlettered, one of them uneducated.
Sanket, in fact, the questions are very pertinent and relevant, and I am sure the two SITs which have been formed have already seized of these questions because they are quite efficient.
And sir, the role of the police?
It's a SIT which has been formed of the police officers and the 3-member Judicial Commission to investigate, to go into this, to have an inquiry. And I believe they will not leave any stone unturned or any questions. In fact, even they go beyond all these 12 questions. We can at this stage only speculate. Yes, there is no doubt there are security lapses and there has to be a rat in the police department. Nobody can deny that. And especially the questions where Ashraf is saying about writing a letter, disclosing the name, and when he takes the name of Guddu Muslim immediately, then he is shot dead. And those are some very serious issues that need to be answered. Today, we don't have those answers. However, it appears very clearly either he was about to spill the beans or he has already spilled the beans to the police department. That's also a great possibility here. And that cannot be, overlooked. So these are very serious questions, and the role of police needs to be investigated. There is no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
How can such a lapse takes place where you can, he had the apprehension also. The fact is he had clearly said so that he may be eliminated. Therefore, the person concerned had to be taken right to the door of the emergency gate. From there on, from the backside of the vehicle should have been immediately taken in and then brought inside.
Okay.
Those are the issues.
Okay. Sabah Naqvi, your comments.
So, what is your question, Sanket?
No, my question is, how do you view this? I mean, there are 12 key questions with absolutely no answers 5 days on.
Yeah.
And what does one do? Wait?
I like the direction of the questions because they're dealing with the bizarre manner of the incident. Bizarre, shocking, what we have all seen. And it's not going into wild theories. I agree with Mr. Deshratam Nigam that absolutely the police role is crucial here. Because I have an idea about dons in the Hindi badlands, as do you. You are from Uttar Pradesh. A person such as Atiq Ahmed functioned because of complicity of police, of giving protection to those who wanted their land cleared, forcibly harassing poorer people to remove lands for developers and property owners. It extends to all sorts of influential people. It is a terrible, it is scary and dangerous, and all the dons of the Badlands operate like this. They fundamentally help facilitate, remove poorer Indians from their lands, which builders and all want. That is the primary task. Then they bump off those who bid for public contracts. They bump off drivers or they threaten them. Political parties have used them because they can also bring about organized people to come to polling booths up to a point. But this is the classic Don syndrome. Dons also put up cell tone at a time when you needed a certain kind of technology for the cell. When the internet revolution was happening in India, they had a role in that. Because I've got into this in some detail. So my only contribution to the wonderful questions that you've laid out is that we must understand that Atiq Ahmed, would have links with influential people in the system in Uttar Pradesh. And many people, was he to face a long innings in jail,
the big question is,
deals, all of that can come out.
Yeah, okay. The big question. I have to address a breaking news of pressing importance, but thank you very much to the three of you for joining us. Will we ever get to know the answers to these 12 unanswered questions? Extremely basic, extremely pertinent. Thank you very much.